finally got my pinion. It took its sweet time, I can tell you that. Today, we are going to try and put as much back together as we can and sort out what's to go back on this thing. Because there's some things on here that I want to keep for the Losies, and then there's some things off the Losies I've got to put on here. So yeah, let's try and work something out, eh? So this is what a new one looks like. And that's what a chewed up one looks like. So yeah. So from the top, when it was in the back of the case, couldn't really tell, but as soon as I got it out, yeah, not the best. So I'll go through, what I'll do is a lot of people talk about shimming the diffs up, and I tried this to make it a little bit tighter so there's less chance of this stripping, and I'll show you what the problem will come up if you try to do it too tight. I'll set it up and get back. So at the moment, this is how much play we've got. If you hold these two cups, that's all you got really. If you got more than that, I guess you got a bit of wear in your gears. The problem is if you put another shim in there, because at the moment there's one shim in there under that gear to bring it out, right? The more you try and bring this closer to this gear, then the tighter it's going to be in here. That coupling is going to be real tight up against that. Right, I'll show you what's what. So I put the new pinion in already, and now behind there's a little shim already that comes with the pinion, so I'll put that in there. So as you can see, there's a little bit of movement there, not much. I'll put the diff in like that. Same thing. You hold the two cups to see how much play you got. I'm holding the two cups. So really, there's not much in there, is there? And there's not much there. So people say, oh, you're stripping the diffs because you got too much play in there. You need to shim it up. In the past, I remember when I had the OBR 34cc, I was stripping gears, so I thought I'll try and shim them. But the more you shim it inside, the more it pulls the pinion inside, because you're shimming it behind there to make it closer to the gear. So in doing so, you're bringing this coupling up against the bearing. So at the moment it's nice and loose. What I'll do is I'll pull back apart, I'll put another shim behind it, like people have been telling me, and I'll show you the difference. Alright, I'll look for some shims. So this is the original shim that you want. I'll put that one against the bearing so it matches, because this one's a little bit bigger. So I'll put that on. Then I'll put the original one on. As you can see, there's a fair bit of thickness difference. The original's on the left, yeah, and that's just one I'm adding on. So I'll put it in. Alright. So there. I'll find my pin. And for one, I might not actually reach the hole if it's too far in. tight. Alright, so that's really in there now. And as you can see, that's really tight. Like really, there's no, you can't spin it. Alright. Put it in with this. You can hear it. There's no grease in there at the moment, but you can hear it. That's already in there. So we'll just put my one thick one and see what that does. It's a little bit tight, not as tight as before. No play whatsoever, in and out. We'll see how crunchy it feels. Doesn't feel too bad. And there's no play at all. It's not the right shim anyway. There's still a little bit of play there actually, so it's not too bad. But there's no in and out play, so I don't know if that's good or bad. But because it's not a shim that's matched to these bearings, I can't leave it in there. So there you have it. So you can shim them up. I might have done it too tight last time, but be wary of doing it too much, because then the mesh will be too tight and you'll feel it because you need a little bit. So I'm just going to stay with the standard. This is for the Roving anyway, I'm selling it. So we'll have a king motor diff, brand new diff, new Losi pinion. Good enough. Alright, let's keep going, eh? Just thought I'd clear that up anyway, just in case someone wanted to shim them up. It can be done, just don't go overboard. Also, before you close her up, make sure you grease her up. You don't need too much. The more you put, the more it's going to splatter everywhere and not stick. So I got this Losi grease, chucked it on, should be good to go. Alright, now it's just a matter of putting this all together and chucking it back in the truck. Slowly getting there. All I've got to do is set up the throttle, set up the steering, and put the tank in. Wheels on, should be good to go. But no, it's coming up good. Coming up as expected. So that's very good.